Hi guys, Gaming Bear here. Right, today we're having a look at the Super Pershing deal, seeing if it's worth it. So the American boy, you get the tank, 1,000 gold, 5 personal reserves, and 30 days premium for £32.70 or $39.10, down from £36.17. So reduction of about 9%. But what we're looking at, is it worth it? So let's get in and actually have a look at the tank itself. So. Let's find this tank. Oh, I'm on the wrong one. Okay, Super Pershing. This is the bad boy. Huge amount of armor. It's sort of the standard Pershing with a makeover. So this is what you've got underneath. So standard sort of gun. You're looking the M2 E2 M2 gun. Check out to make sure it's the same one on here as the okay, it's the E1 gun, 170 and 258 with their premium. You notice I've got more premium than normal, and I've got a good crew in here now. But what I used to have set up was this with 105 octane. So the 105 octane, Kohler large repair kit, and 105 octane, which allowed it to have the speed to allow you to get around the battlefield. But now, I haven't got the need for that, but you still need the Kohler. So, because the crew's better, I've got Brothers in Arms, and the vents, which allow you to move faster, plus, because you're always on the move, you never stop in this vehicle. Coated optics, because you're always on the move, binoculars just don't work. So this is what you have with the vehicle, and you're looking at it and think, hull armour, 100, 100 on the turret, 76 on the side. It's pants. Actually, no. The armour is one of the best bits. Now, mobility. What you had with the standard Pershing, mobility-wise, you're looking top speed of 43. Let's double check. Okay, top speed. In fact, let's do a quick comparison. And let's compare it. Now thinking, what do you want to compare it to? So Super Pershing, another premium which is out. Let's compare it to the T34. You're thinking, why? Well, they're both slow, relatively good armor, and they can work well with the right amount of penetration. So the standard weaponry, DPM of 1700. The T34's got 1600, so it's better. Alpha 240. You've got more shots. The T34 does 400. The pen is 170, but when you switch to APCR, you've got 250, so you've effectively got 10 more pen than the T34, which is really, really good. And the shell velocity goes up to 1219, which lead time is just really good. Standard shell velocity 975, which is still pretty good. So really, it shoots every 8.2 seconds with 7.3 rounds per minute, dispersion 0.38. Instead of 0.35 with the T34, so the dispersion is actually worse than the T34. But moving, traversing, the rest of it is actually far better on the E4. After firing is better. Let's have a look. Okay, ammo capacity 54 rounds in comparison to 34 with the T34, but you've got almost double the Alpha. Top speed 40 in comparison to 35 with the T34. Normally, if you haven't got the enhancements for the speed, you will never get up to that speed. But you can regularly with this, with the fuel and the Kohler. The reverse speed is 18 instead of 12, so much more manoeuvrable. Power to weight is 9 instead of 12.5. Well, with the boosts you can put on, you can actually make up for that. Terrain resistance is quite good, 1.2, 1.4 and 2.7. Gun elevation is 20, gun depression is 10, gun traverse 36, so when you get into positions you can work it quite well. And we saw the armour, it doesn't look very good at all. The turret, 101 against 279, oh no. Health, 1500, exactly the same as the T34. And this gets preferential matchmaking, whereas the T34 doesn't because of that penetration. But you saw from if you move to APCR, you get the same penetration. So, but this gets preferential matchmaking, which is fantastic. Now let's look at the model. From the front, well, you know what the tank itself is like. So we're looking in, And thinking, hold on, it was 101. Well, it's 200, effectively, slight angle, and you're looking 230 mil. Right the way across, areas here, incredibly good armour. There are a couple of weak spots, like around this the machine gun port there, but if you're moving constantly, then this weak spot they won't be able to hit. Above it is a plate, and even angled and sloped towards you, it's the equivalent of 430 mil. The lower plate, 207. Now we're talking tier 8 with preferential matchmaking, and this armour is amazing. The plate here, you're looking, because of all the spacing and angling, this armour around here works incredibly well. But you've got to make sure it's facing towards your enemy, and you need to try and deal with one enemy at a time. This isn't a weak spot at the side. The only weak spot is up here at the top, and these cheeks down below underneath the armour. So if he's turned away, you need to try and get a shot in here, which is a larger target than shooting up the cupola. But if you're close, aim for these pipes. They're not real, but you aim them is a good point to aim for, because you hit the cupola behind. So that's the weak spot. But from range, it's a small target, and he's going to want to be aiming down at you, because he's got very good gun depression. So this sort of angle, this is what you're going to be facing. You're going to be trying to hit a small target, loads and loads of armour underneath, incredibly difficult to pen, and even aiming for the lower plate. If you do get a lower plate shot, it's still very, very difficult. The upper plate is worse. If it's angled, it's almost impossible to go through. The sides and the tracks eat shots, and even from this angle, there's a thin shot you've got there. This is a weak spot, and that's only if he's turned away from you. But if he's turned back, you won't get through the spaced armour. So you've got to watch out. So that's what we're facing with this tank. So let's get back and actually have a look at the tank itself in the garage. So what we're looking at is an incredibly tough vehicle. Very, very tough, with these pipes which are hold over the cupola at the back, which is the only real vulnerable spot on top, apart from these cheeks here. So if he's turned away from you, you shoot at the side of the spaced armour. The machine gun port here is a weak spot, and if you get the flanks, try and shoot in between the tracks and shoot the plate there, because it's 76 mil. So that's what you need to try and aim for, or the cheeks here, or a side now rack shot. Well, if you get a shot like this, well, he's dead anyway. So track him. One of the things to watch out for is being tracked, pinned in place, and people getting around the side. The turret is relatively fast, but when you're pinned in place, it's more easy for them to get round and circle you and take you to pieces. So that's what you've got to watch out for. So without further ado, let's get straight into a battle, test this out, and see what it's like in the current meta, whether you think it's worth it. So we'll start off with standard ammo, so tier 8 game, and it helps because the preferential matchmaking, you're not going to see tier 10, you will only see tier 9, and you've got that APCR, which doesn't get the is going to be affected by the changes they're proposing in the sandbox. So you're looking that at range the APCR is going to be nerfed, but then conversely it's going to be the same for them firing at you, and you've got better armour, so they're going to want to close, you're going to want to close, and that'll mean they're going to move into range, so you can actually use the accuracy of the gun to take them to pieces, pick shots of where you need. So normally as a medium, you would want to go over towards A3, A4, but effectively you're a heavy tank, slow-moving heavy tank. So looking in, what you're looking, 170mm of pen, 258 with APCR. So I always start with the first shot of APCR to make it easier to get the subtle edge on your opponent, and then shift to specific shooting. They're going to be moving, you're going to be moving, and I always like to be ahead of things. So even if I waste one single shot at the beginning with APCR, I make it count, and because you're using the APCR, you've got the additional pen, and then you shift to standard for accurate shooting. But then you're already laid up. If there's targets that you can't deal with, bit of lag. They don't want to push. It looks like they're pushing the other way.
Our main gun is damaged. It's working, but not very well.
So he's firing lots. See, against itself, he's trying AP, and it's not actually working. So our gun's damaged, but we can fix that. That's why you have the repair kit. Hold them here, cause them problems, force them to move out of position. Wait for that shot. We will need to repair the gun, but let's wait. I don't want to use the repair kit. They're pushing the other way. They're held here, got a 30 and things like that. See, now let's look at the speed. Our guys are pushing this way, but they're preparing to push the other way. So I'd rather defend and help the other way. So speed-wise, let's check this out. So with the Cola and the crew, we're up to 16 kph, going uphill. Normally you wouldn't see this at all. You'd be down to 7 kph. You need the boost to give you that the additional speed. So we're back up to 16, 15, 16. Which for a super Pershing is relatively fast, and then when you get on the flat, you're able to mosey even better. So turning, we lost 2 kph, and now up to 20, 22, 23. You can effectively get up to 40 very neatly. So approaching 30, you can see the acceleration coming up to 30. I don't want to go this way, but so we'll move into to a position where we can assist the team. See if we can get any shots in. So come in, aid the object, and now time to fix the barrel. I was just about to take him out, but hey. So we're moving, get around the side of their super Pershing. Shift to standard because we don't need. So you see the mobility up to 40. I know we're going downhill. But with the additional fuel and things like that, we are in a better position. So we'll come in, and we'll come in behind their E4. Get into a position, maintain your effective position. Got it. Gone. See, standard break go. The armor-wise, we are doing very well. Bait and switch. What a waste for a PCR. Standard. Time to move in. Not the greatest of games, but it shows you what you can actually do. Move in, aid the team. Come on, move out the way, dude. I need to get past, thank you. I wasn't trying to barge him out the way. Cool. They're done too quickly. Our team is too good. So, blocking all the shots, couple of shots in. Let's see how we did money-wise. It wasn't a very good game, but it showed you exactly what the armour is like. So let's see how you can do on a not very good game. So 41,000 credits, 2,000 experience, only 530 damage. This is a rubbish game. But you were there, part of the team, pushing, there to be counted. Still came away with 652 experience, which is okay. Let's have a look. 5 shots, 3 hit, 2 penned, and bounced 4 shots, 700 bounced, and you still came away with 7,000 with a premium account. You would have lost 6,000 if you didn't have premium. You've really got to be running premium, and made 2,000 experience. It's a useless use of your double, but you still came away with almost 8,000 credits and 2,000 experience, on 978 experience on a rubbish game. But you saw the armor, you saw the mobility. This setup, you need to have the tracks up. So that's the reason for the large repair kit. You make sure that you take the damage, you soak the damage for your team, you allow your team to win, and you are there to tank it, quite literally. You can't always bring the gun to bear, but you allow your team to win, and winning is the most important thing with this vehicle. And so let's have a look. I've got 53% win rate with this, so it's okay. It's above average. It's a really nice tank. I enjoy it, and so let's have a look at the deal itself. So is it worth it? So that you saw on a not very good game what you can do with it. Now if you have a better game, so I like add the box straight into the game, that's what you get. This is the sort of thing you can expect. If you're slow, you won't get to the party, you won't do the damage, but you will be blocking those shots. So this is what the Super Pershing's like. But you've got to try and keep getting to the front, push, and make sure you don't push too far so they get the side shots. You've got to have your frontal armor, frontal plate towards them to bounce those shots, which it's very, very good at doing. You've got to help your team to keep the pressure on them. So back to the deal. So £32 or $39, is it worth it? You get 1,000 gold, so that's worth about £3 or £4, or best part of $5 worth for that. Premium account 30 days, which is really nice, and you get the tank. Now the tank, is it worth it? Yes, I really like it. If I didn't already have it, I would be buying it. So for this deal, is it good? It's not the greatest of deals. I would like it to be a little bit less, but what you're getting with the bonus personal reserves, it's not actually saying what the personal reserves are, but so that doesn't really help. If you knew what personal reserves you were getting, it would be better. It's in the description. No, it doesn't. It doesn't say there what. But 5 powerful personal reserve. Oh well, which you can do that, and it'll boost. Just click into the game at the top, and it'll boost your experience to allow you to boost up your medium crew. So that's what you're doing in the background. So in a way, it's a really good crew trainer, and it's a very good tank for working on the American medium line, and it's a lot of fun as well. So I just settle back, play it, and you troll the enemy in it. You can't help it. You switch to a bit of gold when you need to. The rest of the time you're spamming, you're getting close, picking those shots. You've got the armor to get in close, and so that Indian, I was a little bit. It was a bad situation because he's just so bouncy. So APCR would have worked well. That's the way the Indian is. It's an incredibly bouncy tank. It's like a mini version of the Lerva. So this tank is. It's a complete package. The one thing that lets it down is that speed, and you can mitigate that with the addition with a good crew. And secondly, you've got to have cola. Even at this stage, with a good crew, I have to run cola, which affects everything, which is really good. It costs a few credits, but you can still make money with it and have an awful lot of fun playing it like this. So yes, you won't make as much as, say, a T34, but you can have a lot more fun than a T34 with this, and that's why I do it. So this thing is really, really worth it. So for me, the Gaming Bear, this Super Pershing on sale offer is worth it. There's still 15 days left, so I would say get it while you can. And it's as they've said that they will be getting rid of preferential vehicles, and this is one of the preferential vehicles that people have had in the past. They then nerfed it, and then people bought it back, and it's a very, very fun, good tank. and people bought it back because it is so good. And when people do that, you know it's slightly overpowered. The tiering that you can see, like 8 to 9, the normal ones like the Pershing, the 60, 69, the Pattern KR, all see tier 10. This doesn't. And you're looking at the Pattern KR. Let's have a look. It's running similar APCR. So let's have a look at the pen. 243. This 258. So the penetration with this is even better than the Pattern KR. You haven't got the mobility, but you've got a better gun, better APCR, and you don't see tier 10s. So out of the two, between the Pattern KR, which is on sale at the moment, and the Super Pershing gets it every single time. So for me, big thumbs up for the Super Pershing in its current guise and for this deal. So see you soon, guys, and have fun, and see you all.